All right, here's your next one. It is super important that we remember that domain. Anytime we ask about a domain, we are always talking about your x values. Domain is your x values. And we talk about a range, we are talking about your y values. So if you get a coordinate grid like this or coordinate plane with these points already graphed, it's really fairly easy to figure things out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for my domain first, my x values. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to highlight, if I can without making a crazy mess. Well, that's supposed to be straight. Just pretend that line is straight. I'm going to highlight that. That is the x-axis. That is where my domain numbers are. So I'm going to look through and I'm going to say, all right, this point here is directly on -5. So that means the first number in my domain is a -5. Then I'm going to come across until I find my next numbers, or my next points, which this one is directly up from 1, and this one goes up to 1. So my next domain value is 1. Then I'm going to find my next point, which is right here, and I'm going to go all the way down to that x-axis, and that is a 3. So my domain for these 4 points, this relation is -5 right here, 1, because those go from 1, and this one is at 3. So now I'm going to clear that, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do the range. Okay, so let me get rid of all of my mess here. Hold on. Oops, except that I got rid of the points too, so I'm going to have to undo that. Let's see if I can. There they are. So let me just be more careful. All right, I'm going to delete that one there. Okay, now I'm going back to my highlighter, and this time I'm going to highlight my y-axis. So here I go. Let's see if I can be more straight than I was last time. There I am. Okay, so now I'm going to figure out my range, my y values. So this time I have to go to my y-axis. So this guy right here comes straight across from 0. So 0 is my first range there. I'm going to come down here and I see this guy is across from a -4. I see this point here is across from a 1. And I see this guy here is across from a +4. So as you'll notice, sometimes your domain might have fewer numbers than your range or vice versa. But that's how you find them. Another way to do it, if it'll help, let me go ahead and show you real quick. I'm going to try to erase again without getting rid of any of my points. If you feel more comfortable figuring out what those points are, you can do that. So let me show you. For example, this is -5, 0. This point down here is +1, -4. This point here is 1, 1. And this point here is 3, 4. So if you notice, your domain is your x values, -5, 1, and 3. Your range is your y values, excuse me, 0, -4, 1, and 4. So if I were you, and it was me taking a test, especially a high stakes test like a benchmark or an SOL, I would check it both ways just to make sure that I was right. All right? Y'all have a super day. We miss you a lot. Can't wait to come back.